Well, good morning. It's like Friday and I should have had this video on Wednesday. I was so focused on grading all your final projects that I totally forgot about doing this video. So I'm really sorry, but hopefully some of you can still um, watch it. But anyway, here's the quote for today. Do not judge me by my success. Judge me by how many times I fell down and got back up again. Nelson Mandela. I think that's a nice quote. So something to keep in mind as you finish this semester. I also want to remind you about evaluating this course. You can just go, let's see, here, click here and evaluate this course and give me feedback. Okay, so that would be helpful as well. So I also want to point out some of the announcements I've had over the past week. One is I made a video on macros, including the close buttons on reports. Some people were saying, well, the wizard doesn't come up. And no, it doesn't. And so you have to build it the old-fashioned way without a wizard. So this helps you with that. And just a reminder that if you do not hand in a rubric a completed rubric database with your final project, then you will have 30% off of your final project grade. And that means that you will not for sure get an A in this class. So just want to make sure that you understand that. And then once again, a shout out about course evaluations. And I hope you guys are working on your final project essay and that you've already submitted it to the online writing center for feedback. And when you want to turn it in, make sure that you turn in the feedback with the final project essay, your final product, turn in the evaluation as well. And here is something about report command buttons and how to make search and regular combo boxes. I posted those last week. And so anyway, and that's about all I want to mention right now. So we are on week 13 and coming up towards the end. So we're starting on Visual Basic this week. And so here's a description of each item that is due. I did want you to notice that there's nothing that you need to worry about coming up in the future weeks. So for planning purposes, right now what you really need to focus on is your front end and your back end of your database. So I want to make sure you understand that you need to have a front end and a back end that you hand in for your final project, your completed version. And that here you put in your final project essay along with your feedback from the online center. So proving that you did submit it and got feedback. And then you're going to want to also post your final project to the discussion board. And one of the things that I want to make sure you understand is when you do that, make sure that you put all your tables inside one file. Don't submit to that. You need to link. So, And then here's the weekly update. I want to make sure that you notice this message here that when you go and you set the options in your database, once you do that, one of the options is to, for example, turn off the navigation pane. So what you want to do after you do that, you're not going to be able to get access to things like the navigation pane. And so what I encourage you to do to be able to have access is to hold the shift key down when you're opening up your database. So make sure that you hold it down the entire time that the database is opening. So once again, just to make sure that I've said this well, you will set options in your database, and once you do that, in order to get those options to not be in effect so that you can open your database, you need to hold the shift key down while it's opening. Otherwise, those options that you've set will be in effect, such as the navigation pane when you not being there. So when you open the database without holding the shift key down, then the navigation pane won't be there. But if you hold the shift key down, then when it's opening, then it will be. Okay? So I just want to make sure you get a special mention about that. So one other thing that I wanted to say is I'm a bit behind on my grading when it comes to non-final project activities, such as supplemental activities. And so I apologize for that, but I really wanted to focus on getting your final projects back to you so that you could have that feedback. So I will be working to get caught up on that. And if there's anyone who has a SAM quiz that's outstanding, that's not the grade that you want, and it's 80% or less than 80%, then email me and I'll reset it for you. I try to keep up on that, but sometimes I don't. So anyway, I hope that your week goes well. You're coming in on the final stretch for your final project, and then things should get easier. So that's pretty cool. Okay, thanks.